I'm going to move the program along because fortunately the next speaker is someone I really don't have to introduce. He's already been introduced 7 times at these meetings as our leader, and we're very privileged to have him here again. The governor of our state, Don Carcieri.
Thank you very much, Gary. Good morning, RISC. Was this been a great morning or what? Let me tell you, Jeff, what you don't know is my dad was a football coach. All right? He was a football coach. He played in the last Providence College football team. He taught me, you believe in something, you do what's right, use integrity, and you stand on what you stand on your principles, and get it done. All right, that's what he taught me. And I've never forgotten that. The first year I came in, June of the year I came in, when I had the temerity to say that I thought one of the problems we had in Rhode Island was that the unions had too much control in the General Assembly. News bulletin. I had the temerity to say that publicly when I vetoed the first budget that came through the first time. Well, what did they do? They formed something called Working Rhode Island. Remember that? We started calling it Working Rhode Island over. You know? But they formed Working Rhode Island. I have minutes of that first meeting. Didn't know that. Their whole goal was to take me out. Take me out. Because I had the temerity to say what I did. Well, guess what? We're still here. We're still here, and we're still there. And by the way, you are representative of what's going on. Now, people are finally waking up and understanding what's going on in our state and across the nation. They're understanding it and deciding that they need to get involved and do something about it. And that's what Jeff is talking about. So this isn't new. It really isn't. And let me just say, John DePietro, who's been a friend for a long time and doing a great job. I don't say that because he's here. It's part of the problem, but doesn't help. That doesn't hurt, right, John? But part of the problem we have in this whole game is getting facts and information out. Because unfortunately, for a lot of different reasons, print medium, newspapers, are dying. They're dying. So you can open it up. I opened up the paper. Sue and I were cleaning out my study back home, which I haven't done in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. We saw some old newspapers, all right? And when I ran the first time, the primary, go back, look at a newspaper, a Providence Journal. I'm not trashing the journal, this is happening around the country. I'm not. I gotta be careful. But look at a Providence Journal 7 years ago and compare it to today. And by the way, you can do that with any newspaper in the country. It's sad. Why is it sad? Because that was the primary means of information for the public. All right, that's gone. Now, that's why John DePietro, talk radio, all these things are so important. Because you'd be amazed at how many people listen. They're smart enough, they don't always agree with everything John says, he knows that. But they know that they're getting information. And people are thirsting right now for information. They are. And so, he's right. When I first came in and I saw what I was up against and the difficulty of getting your message out, it was pretty clear to me that one of the most effective things I could do is go on with John and all the others as much as I could. Because at least they hear it in my voice. And I can talk. And I can say what is happening. And I can answer questions. And that, in my mind, is how you get information out to the public, because we need that information out there to energize. So, John, keep it up. What you're doing is incredibly important. It is in terms of getting information out. Thirdly, you just witnessed here this morning in Fran Gallo, not only passion, you can see she's passionate about her teachers, she's passionate about what she does. Not only integrity, all right, which is what she talked about, which I agree with her on. I'll tell you a couple of quick stories. More important, or equally as important, but what's lacking too much today, is what you saw is courage. Courage, right? That's what's lacking. And that's what she's talking about when she talks about, the teachers having lost their voice. Now, as I said, my dad was a teacher coach for 38 years. I taught a couple of years. Sue taught. I grew up with teachers. I grew up all around teachers. And teachers were extraordinarily important in my life as they have been in all of your lives. No doubt about that. But it's not the teachers that are the problem. Some. Yes, some. It's not the teachers. Fran said it, and she knows because I talked to her. When that happened, we got out front, said fully supportive. I support the commissioner, support Fran and what she's doing. Called her because I know what she's going through. I've been living with her for 7 years. All right, I know the hate mail. I know how ugly they can get. And I didn't grow up that way. She didn't. Most of us didn't. And so what you're seeing here, and it's fascinating to me because the teachers are the ones under pressure, not only to perform, because Lord knows we need that. They understand that. They've been, in fact, responding. What we got here is a union leadership issue. That's what this was about. I taped Channel 10 on Friday and Lively Experiment on Thursday. They do the outrage of the week. All right, my outrage of the week was the teachers' union leadership in Central Falls. No, because think about it. They just hung those teachers out to dry. They hung the school out to dry. They hung the students out to dry. Why? Because they think there's some principle here. All Fran asked for is 25 minutes more a day. A lot of them are already doing that. She knows that. But just acknowledge we need you 25 minutes more a day. To do what? To work with kids that are behind. Some time for professional development. Time to get together and talk about what we need to do to rally the school. And what does union say? No. And she's right. The teachers never even got to say anything about that. Never even got to vote. Did anybody notice? Because to me, it sort of encapsulated. One of the school board members in Central Falls is a teacher. In Providence. Anybody see that? Did you follow? Did you see it? All right, go back and read the account of the meeting when the school board voted. Because there were two people that voted against what Fran and the department wanted to do here. One of them was this teacher. Now, what's instructive is he was eloquent in appealing to the teachers in Central Falls. And he's sitting on the board of oversight for Central Falls. Appealing to the teachers. You've got to do this. This is the right thing to do. All the things that good teachers talk about. He was eloquent. Read it. How did he vote? No. Why did he vote no? Because he's an AFT teacher in Providence.